Yo, everyone, what's up? This is the 12th lesson. Today is the 25th. I took my speaking test today, which is pretty exciting, pretty fun. I did tell you guys the story about that. Tomorrow, one more announcement is there will be, on the 26th of August, 2022, there's going to be an Ibrat masterclass. So this is like a masterclass that I'm going to be attending, and I'm going to be the speaker there, and I'm going to talk about top 10 tips for IELTS speaking. So if you guys are interested, hope you guys will be able to come there. I prepared a pretty interesting speech. It does contain even more information about how my IELTS test was and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys are into it. So yeah, bazinga bazonga. Yeah. Let's continue on with today's lesson and continue with the intensive speaking course, which we are on the topic of personality today. So yeah, let's get to it. These are words that are used to describe a person. So if you get any kind of question like, what is an interesting neighbor that you have? These are words that you're going to find very useful. If I had that topic, these are the words that I would use. So let's begin. To be the life and soul of the party. This is used whenever you're talking about some kind of person who is everyone's favorite and the center of attention, center of activity. This doesn't have to just be at a party. This can be used in any situation. Somebody who is like cool and everybody likes them, that's the life and soul of the party, always. Next is to bend over backwards. This basically means to try to help someone or try to please someone, try to make someone happy, even when you are compromising your own needs. Like you are not doing what you need, but you're doing what they need. In this case, you are bending over backwards. Next is broad-minded. So the opposite of this is narrow-minded. And actually, I think this is the topic that I talked about during the demo lesson, which means that I don't want to talk about it again, if I'm being honest. If you are interested, you can watch the demo lesson again, and all the explanations are here. So I think let's move on to the next topic for today. I'm going to actually do some example questions. But as a whole, you can find this topic on the demo lesson, which I think I'm also going to send into this group afterwards. But yeah, let me pull up the questions. Let me answer some of these questions, and then I think we're going to jump into the explanation, the grammar explanation for today, and then right into feedback so that we can do more feedback today. So yeah. People, personality, and character. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let me answer some of these questions. Okay. How would you describe yourself? Well, I am a multi-sided personality. I have a lot of different parts of myself, and sometimes I am the life and soul of the party. I'm a very extroverted, outgoing, talkative socialite, and I want to talk to everybody, and I want to meet everybody, and everybody is interesting. And sometimes I feel like I'm just dead. I have no sense of humor. I am not good company. And I'm basically just trying to hide as much as possible because I feel very introverted. Those are like my two biggest sides. I would say in general, I'm not quick-tempered at all. I am very calm and forgiving, but there are some situations that do make me very angry. In which ways are you similar to your friends? Well, I try to find people to be my friends that are similar to me in a lot of ways. For example, all my friends are fun-loving. Everybody enjoys and understands the value of having a good time. A lot of them are extroverted as well, and a lot of them are very fair-minded, and they make good decisions. I really don't like injustice, and I really don't like when I am treated unfairly. And so because of that, I would say that all of my friends are also very fair-minded. The what? Okay. Let's move on to part 3. Which personal qualities do you think we most want to pass on to our children? I think there's a very big difference between passing on your qualities and teaching children qualities, because I think it's impossible to pass on a quality, regardless of whether it's a good or a bad quality. Specifically, I think good qualities. I think it's very difficult to pass on a quality. You have to teach children to be a certain way. And I think that most of all, it's about having self-confidence and understanding how important that person is. You really want your children to understand that they are somebody, and that regardless of whether they're young, they are important. At least they're important to you. Another thing is we want our children to be thick-skinned, because growing up, everybody goes through trauma, And I think that that trauma is what sticks with most parents as something that they want their children to avoid. And so I think that the biggest personal quality, other than being self-confident, is having a thick skin, and being yourself, even when other people don't want you to be yourself. And of course, we want our children to take after ourselves and to be similar to us. I think that's another thing. Which characteristics do you think are the least appealing in a person? I really don't like people that are two-faced. I think that somebody who says something to your face and they say something when you're their friend, and then they go and change the story when they're talking to somebody else, that type of person is the worst possible person. I've been in a lot of situations in my life when people have gossiped behind my back because I'm not very picky with my friends. Or at least I have not been picky with my friends up until this point. But I've realized quite recently that it's very important to be friends and to work only with people that you really care about and people that you really understand. And if you feel like you do not understand a person, maybe it's not just your fault. Maybe it's them. Maybe that person is just the kind of person to not be understood. And you should not bend over backwards to that. If you don't understand someone, make sure you understand them. And if you still can understand them, then leave them. It's better to have a small friend circle of high quality friends than a broad friend circle of low quality friends. Yeah. So those are my answers for this topic. Pretty good. If I get a 9 on my speaking, which I should, I'll tell you right away, all of the answers, like the band 9 speaking samples, all of them are also band 9, like 100%, because I spoke basically the same exact way. Like literally, I gave the same exact type of answers, the same structures. So when I get a 9, we will all see. It'll be proved that I am Alex Band 9 speaking. Bang, bang. All right. Let's move on to the topic for today, which is fillers and cadence. I'm going to be talking a little bit more. Here is the main topic for today. This is the information that I'm going to be telling you. But I'm actually going to talk about this very specifically, right? The first thing is keep a logical order. This is actually at the end of the list, but basically, in order to speak well, you have to chain your ideas very well together. And you have to understand, what are you actually saying? And it's very important that your ideas are logical. Not just because they mark you for logic. They don't care whether your answers are logical or not. But it's important so that you don't lose what you're saying in the middle of your speech. That is the worst thing. That is losing fluency. It's most of the time losing lexical accuracy, and you're losing coherence. So just because you forgot what you're going to say, you lose so many points. They don't care whether the things that you're saying are not logical, but there's a lot of other things that are underneath that, the layer beneath that. Yeah, I mean, since we're already doing this, let's go from the bottom up. Don't repeat yourself too much. The key word is too much. It's perfect to repeat yourself, right? Like if, for example, you make some kind of mistake, go back and correct it. Correct your mistake. Don't leave it. If you just leave your mistake and you just you say something, you make a mistake, and then you keep going, that's bad. If you can stop yourself in that exact moment and change the structure to the correct structure, that's much better than just leaving it. Because native speakers do this all the time. I made 1 or 2 mistakes in the test myself, and then I corrected myself because I realized, oh, wait, no, that's incorrect, right? Speaking is not always exact. Speaking is not writing. And so because of that, it's perfectly fine to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. So it's just about, correcting yourself at the right moment and in the right way. Yeah. Yeah. Apologies. Yeah. The next thing is, yes, and another thing is, when you are speaking, right, if you're going to repeat the same idea, use synonyms most of the time. One thing I do a lot is I have a conclusion where I just say my opinion straight up again. So when I understand that what I'm saying is not clear, I go back and then I just say the same thing again in the same exact way. So for example, if the question is something like, which personal qualities do you think we most want to pass on to our children? If I'm talking so much, actually, you heard this in my answer. If I'm talking so much about when you're raising children, whenever you're an adult, trauma, all that kind of stuff, that's not directly connected to the answer. So at the end of the answer, I said, so in general, I think that we want to pass on, and then I repeated the same exact idea from the beginning of the speech. So that is okay, but try not to repeat the same vocabulary and the same words like 3 or 4 times. 2 times is fine, perfectly fine. Next is avoid correcting yourself more than once or twice. Overall in the test, if you're speaking all the time and you're like, you said something wrong, you correct it, and you do this more than 2 times, that means that you have problems with your grammar. If it's 2 times, that counts as a slip. They don't care. Like a 9 native speaker can make, a 9 level, a band 9 speaker can still make around, I think, 2 to 3 mistakes, something like that, and they correct themselves. Any more than that, and it gets lower and lower and lower, and you start losing points for your grammar. So, yeah. Use commas, periods, and paragraph breaks. This is something that I talk about a lot, and this is something that is very important, not just to me, but to everyone as a whole. And for speaking, how does speaking work, right? Very often I say that speaking is the same as writing, and it is. In a lot of ways, it's the same as writing. It's a product of writing. What you should understand is that in order to sound good, in order to speak fluently, and in order to have a logical flow to your speech, to the way that you sound, you need pauses. Not just because you need time to think, but because the person that is listening needs time to process. They need time to understand what you're saying. If you're just speaking, and you never stop, it's impossible to understand what you're saying. And if you are making pauses all the time, it's also impossible to understand what you're saying. How do we find the golden balance? When do I make a pause? The rules are exactly the same as in writing. There's 3 types of pauses. There's, of course, more types of pauses. There's a lot of, I actually researched this very deeply. There's a lot of information about different types of pauses in speaking and how that affects how much we understand. But the 3 types of pauses that I'd recommend you to use are like this. First is comma. Whenever you have a text and there's a comma, you should stop for about half a second to 1 second. Simple, easy as that. Whenever you understand that you're speaking and there should be a comma. Like, for example, if you're making a list. One thing I want to say is that it's important to use lists. They can be very beneficial. They can be really fun. Comma, comma, comma. 3 pauses. Bazinga. The sentence finished. Period. 1 second to 2 seconds. Simple. Easy. I'm speaking really quickly right now, so my pauses are not normal length because I'm giving you a lesson. But whenever you're on your speaking test, I recommend you to use these speeds. I recommend you to speak at the speed that I am speaking right now. You can hear that it is much slower, and my ideas are very articulated. This is how you get good pronunciation. Because I'm speaking so quickly all the time, I'm speaking very quickly. I'm used to it, right? I sound different, and my pauses become shorter. But that is not the way that your pauses should be. Your pauses should be much longer, and your speech should be, in general, a lot more slow and a lot more fluent. There's a big difference between IELTS speaking and IELTS teacher speaking. Yeah, just so you understand. Next point is, and paragraph breaks. Like when you finish your whole idea, when you finish your paragraph, but you're going to continue speaking, that's about like 2 to 3 seconds, something like that. Yeah. Avoid long pauses. I think actually 6 seconds is wrong. I think 5+ seconds. Like as soon as you get to around 5 seconds, that's already not good. Just so you know, there has been a study, and in a conversation, whenever people are talking, people start feeling uncomfortable whenever the pause is 4.5 seconds. This has been calculated. 4.5 seconds, and it starts feeling uncomfortable. So I'd recommend around 4 seconds is the maximum pause time. Let's actually kind of imagine how that would be. Let's give me a moment. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, bop, beep, 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 boop. 4 seconds. So here's the timer, 4 seconds. I'm going to 4 seconds. So I'm gonna be speaking, and then at the end of my idea, I'm going to make a pause of 4 seconds, and we're gonna see how long that is. Now, the next idea is that was not that bad. Whenever you're on your speaking test, if you're speaking, for example, for part 2, that is fine. I wouldn't recommend having a lot of these, but if your main idea is finished and you need some time to think, 4 seconds without saying anything is perfectly fine. Do not do this at the beginning of your answer. You can do this in the middle of your answer if you have like a paragraph break. Like you have 1 paragraph, pause, 2nd paragraph. That's fine. But if you are like beginning your answer, never begin your answer with a 4-second break. That shows that you don't understand what the examiner is asking, and you're like your brain is moving and it's like don't do that. That's a mistake. Yeah. Yes. Extend your answers. I have. This is connected to lesson 7. Sorry, this is connected to tip number 7, which is basically your answers should not be too short. That one kind of makes sense. I mean, it's pretty simple. There are the correct, I guess, lengths for each section, and we're going to be talking about that. By the way, I think I spoke exactly 2 minutes during my speaking test. I am very proud during the part 2 because the examiner didn't stop me, but he also didn't ask me any questions. And also, I don't know, practice really does help. I've answered around, I think, 20 or 30 speaking part 2s now, and like for the channel. And I think by practicing like this, I can now speak for 2 minutes without any problems. I really do. I think it's like a superpower, you know, it's great. So practice with the timer, really. Practice in front of the mirror. Feel how long is 2 minutes, because that is very important. You should not speak less than 1 minute. That's not good in any way. Even if they ask you a question, it's still 2 minutes. 1 minute, less than 1 minute is like, it's not good. Okay. Yeah, so point number 2, extend your answers, is connected to this. It's about having a logical order, and we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Last, keep a steady, even pace when you are talking. During your whole test, try your best to just speak calmly, relax, and don't worry too much. Your test is going to be much better if you're not worried. There's a lot of information about this, but it's been proven that people just study and do better on tests and exams and everything like that when they're not stressed. If you're stressed, you're worried, your pace and the speed at which you're speaking is like all over the place, that's not good at all. That doesn't go anywhere. Keep it relaxed. Slow yourself down, have the pauses, and talk like this. And that will help you in every single way. I promise you, 100%. So yeah, that is the end of this part right here. Let's talk about 2 things. What is smoothness? This relates to how often you break your speech with pauses, hesitations, self-corrections, and silences. All this interrupts the flow and stops the smoothness of your speech. If you're aiming for band 6 and above, it is important to avoid any long pauses and avoid repeating yourself. Simple, easy. Coherence. This is about being understood. There's no point having a good flow with smooth speech if you're not talking in any logical order. This means organizing your ideas so that the listener can understand, and also using some linking devices to help the listener follow what you're saying. Here is the list of linking devices that I wrote down. Oh, that's an interesting question. Actually, you know, I'm not an expert in art, but I suppose that, no. So all of these are just really good. But next lesson, we're also going to talk about more specific use cases, specific situations when you use specific vocabulary and specific linking words. By the way, I love that today we have 69 participants. That's a nice number. I like that number. Okay, that's it for the lesson part of today. Let's get to the feedback. And I think today we're going to be giving feedback to more people because we have more time. Give me a moment. Okay. Oh my God. Lesson starts in 5 minutes. Everyone get ready. Okay, perfect. So today we have some people, but we're also going to be asking some people from tomorrow. If they do not come to today's lesson, they will be killed. I will kill them personally. I will strangle them like that. Okay. Somebody actually asked me, one moment, wait. What was that? Give me 1 moment. Give me 1 moment. Okay. Karimov Nurjan. Karimov Nurjan. Hi. Okay, I can see you. Yo, hey, please say hi.
Hi, what's up?
Yo.
How are you doing?
For your feedback, I'm doing great.
Okay, let's begin.
Wait, pause 1 second. Zinura, don't leave the chat. Stay here, okay? You're going to get your feedback today. Zinura, I will find you. If you leave the chat, I'm watching you. Okay, good. So, Mr. Nurjan, here is your question. Okay. Would you like a part 1 or part 3? Sorry.
Okay, I will take part 1.
Okay. Here is your question.
Okay.
In which ways are you similar to your friends?
Well, to be honest with you, that I'm really just similar to my friend with my physical abilities. For example, I have a friend, Muslim, who has the similar talent like me. We all together go to the pull-up bar, and we will do some physical activities together, and this will really help us to get together as well. I can say this will not only just strengthen our relationship with as a friend, but also it will help us to be fit. And of course, this is a way we always just get together in some occasions.
Cool, awesome. I think a couple grammatical mistakes. So you said, to be honest with you, it's grammatically correct, but it doesn't sound good. I don't like it. I think it's better to just say, to be honest.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, the similar. You never use the with the word similar. And then you were talking about you going with your friend, with your one friend, to the pull-up bar, but you said all together, which is like the wrong word to use there. And you said as well, I can say. I think it's better to say, I can say as well that, and then that just sounds better.
Okay.
But in general, you're doing great. Your fluency is great. Keep in mind, actually, this is just for everybody as a whole. Fluency is much more important than grammar.
Mhm.
If you're not fluent, you cannot get a good mark. But if you don't have the best grammar, you can still get a good mark. Keep that in mind. So your fluency is great, which is very nice, but you should be working on that grammar and working on the correctness of your sentences. Yeah. Add a bit more academic vocab, and your topic-related vocab is already great. Yeah.
To be honest, I've been working out, so that's because I'm a little bit stressed.
You've been working out what?
Yes, yeah, I've been working out a lot. Just a few minutes
Working
ago.
out?
Yes.
Ah, okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so that's because I'm a little bit stressed.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Thank you. Hope you have a great day. Work on your grammar, and you'll get there, bro. Have a good day.
See you.
See you. Okay. Next person is going to be. Next person is going to be. Is going to be. Okay, next person. 1 second. Is that? Oh, okay. I see it. I was searching for cutting with John. Okay, next person is Hosselbek Abduraqorov. That is an interesting name. I have never heard that name in my life. Okay. Mr. Abduraqorov, please raise your hand if you can. Perfect. Sizga savol. Bu dunyoga nima uchun kelganingizni bilasizmi? What do you do to achieve your dream? Did I get it right? Please tell me. Was I correct?
Hi, Alex.
Did I understand your bio correctly? What do you do to achieve your dream? I have one question for you. What do you do to achieve your dream? Is that correct? Is that the correct translation?
I am going to enter the University of MIT. And after graduating MIT, I'm going to make my dream to reality.
Good. Wait, I have a question. What does Sizga savol? What does that mean?
I have a question for you.
Okay. Bu dunyoga nima uchun kelganingizni bilasizmi? What does that mean? Like, what do you do to achieve your dream?
I'm very stressed now. It means that do you know why did you burn it to the world?
Okay. That makes sense. Because dunya means world. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm a genius at Uzbek language. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry for making you stressed. Listen, I'm trying to get a free Uzbek lesson. Okay, I was using you. I'm sorry. Would you like a
Yes.
part one or a part three?
I think part one is maybe better.
Okay, so here's your question. Are you similar or different to your brothers and sisters?
What's pardon, please?
Are you similar or different to your brothers and sisters?
First of all, I should say I have two siblings. Why I have one smaller sister, and then a bigger sister. And first of all, I should say I'm similar to my little sister because we are confident each other, and we have social skills about with people each other. That's all I think.
Okay. So let me give you some feedbacks. Overall, pretty good, but I'm missing a couple logical chains here. So you said, firstly, we are confident each other, and then there was no secondly. You just said firstly, and that's it. It's just finished.
I'm going to say considerate, confident, not confident, considerate.
Considerate? What does that mean?
Considerate, I think, thinking about people.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, considerate is not confident. Yes. Yeah. So that's one mistake. One thing is, instead of smaller and bigger, whenever you're talking about your sister, what adjectives should you use?
I have two sisters. I have two sisters, and one is bigger than me, and one is
Age.
smaller.
Listen, when you say that she's bigger, I imagine physically she's just like really big, like a big sister. Like she's just huge and muscular. And one sister's just like a small baby. She's like, so it's like, what adjective should you use? There's a different adjective. It's not smaller and bigger. It's about age.
Yeah.
So younger and older sister. And then one thing that you could say, one adjective that is very useful is, sorry, not adjective, but like phrase. I'm the middle child. So this basically means that you are like in between older and younger. That's it. Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
All right, let's move on to the next person. Zinura. I have unmuted you, Zinura. Please say hi if you can hear me.
Hi.
Hello. Finally, I have found you after all this time. It's been 2 days, Zinura. What have you been doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, some internet connections because of some internet connections.
Okay. Do you want a part one or part three?
Part three. Part three.
Okay. It still sounds like you have some internet connection problems, but I think it should be mainly okay. So here's your question. Which personality types do you think are less likely to suffer from stress and anxiety?
I think. Do you mean personality, extrovert, introvert? Yes?
Sure.
I think extrovert, because extrovert people can communicate with people easily, and they can, how to say, they can make friends easily. and that's why I prefer to be extrovert person. And I think, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Listen, so the main thing there is, what was the question about? Did you understand the question?
I forget some.
Yeah, so I could hear that, number one. And number two, you asked the question, but the question was a little bit strange. I wasn't actually sure how to answer it. If you don't understand, you need to ask specifically which part don't you understand. The question was, what personality types do you think are less likely to suffer from stress or anxiety? So the question was about stress. Did you talk about that? Exactly, yeah. So that's something that you should keep in mind. But in general, not bad. Work a little bit on understanding the question. Work a little bit on your fluency. I think you need to speak with a little bit better cadence, but not bad. Like good job, good effort. And plus, this is part 3, so it's a little bit more difficult. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the next person. The next person is going to be. Next person is going to be. Olim John. If you are here, raise your hand. Olim John. Okay, I think he's sleeping, probably. My man. Next is Hamidullah. Perfect. Oh, Olim John, you're here. Okay, here, let me. You're not Olim John. You're Navruz. I know you're not Olim John. That's not a nice thing to do, Navruz. I know your profile picture. Why? Why? I will find you. Okay, Hamidullah, you're next. Please say hi if you can hear me. Hello? I can't hear you. You need to unmute yourself.
Hi, good evening.
What's up? Okay, so would you like a part 1 or part 3?
Part 1.
Okay, here is your question. In which ways are you similar to your friends?
Well, me and my friends have a lot of things in common. And for example, we really enjoy playing PlayStation and playing table tennis. And we really enjoy hanging out at the street. I can remember well when we studied at the high school, and we didn't have any similarities. And but right now, and we vividly trust each other, and that's all.
Okay. Pretty good. Work on your pronunciation. Like, for example, the word trust sounds like a bit strange. In general, I think you should work on your pronunciation. Try to shadow different, like, YouTubers and follow the way they speak, different, like, American YouTubers. You can listen to some of my audios. Pretty good, but, like, work on that. Another thing is you can use a bit more academic vocab. I feel like that's a thing. I mean, everyone can, but I think for you especially, you're using some topic vocab, but not enough academic vocab.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. All right, let's move on to the next person. The next person is going to be. Umida Han, please raise your hand if you are here. Umida Han. Oh, there we go. YOLO! YOLO, you only live once, bro. YOLO! Please say hi if you can hear me.
Hi, do you hear me?
Yo, yes, I do hear you. Would you like a part 1 or part 3?
Due to part 3, it's a bit of tricky. Let's part 3.
Perfect. Thank you. That's good. Challenge yourself. Absolutely. 1 second. Here's your question. What characteristics do you think are the least appealing in a person?
Can you repeat your question?
Which characteristics do you think are the least appealing, which means you like them the least in a person, the most hated characteristics?
Okay. From my point of view, like two-faced people is I really hate this kind of people due to that they when you speak with them the moment they can be kind of like a person who wears mask, and when they are with different kind of people, they can gossip from your back and like kind of so that's why I think the two-faced people and the person who gossips, I really can't stand this kind of people.
Amazing. That was really good. I have a question. Were you looking at your notes while you were speaking that? Did you use any kind of ideas from like the paper?
No. I didn't prepare to that question.
Well, I mean, I answered that question, and I answered it in a similar way. Did you use any of those ideas?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, that was a great answer. It was really, really good. The structure, very easy to follow, very easy to understand. At the end, that little part where you just said, I can't stand them. Perfect. That is how you make a very good answer. Banging answer, really nice. You could have made it a little bit longer. I feel like you could have talked about a little bit more ideas, like maybe 1 or 2 more sentences maximum. But otherwise, that's pretty good. A couple grammatical mistakes. One, the moment. So correct would be to say, one moment they are like this, the other moment they are like this. This is the correct structure. Number 1. Number 2, kind like a. The correct structure is kind of like a. Number 3 is from your back. Correct is behind your back. Yeah. So I would recommend you to listen back to this, write down those ideas and like the correct way to pronounce it. But otherwise, you're doing great. I can see that you really care and that you're really trying to follow and trying to understand how I'm giving the answers. And that is how you get a good mark, because I give Band 9 answers, and by following and listening to Band 9, that is how you improve your own speaking. So yeah, great job, Umida. Very nice. Work a bit on your grammar. Try to use structures that are more like correct, and otherwise, and you'll be doing great. Awesome job.
And my Mark, how you mark my speaking?
6.57. Very good fluency, very good ideas. The grammar is holding you back.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day, Umida. All right, let's move on to the next person, which is Farangiz. Farangiz. Please say hi if you can hear me. I have unmuted you.
Hi.
Yo. Okay, would you like a part 1 or a part 3?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Part 1 or part 3? Part 1 or part 3, Farangiz? Sorry, I'm Indian. Okay, Farangiz, are you here? I feel like your internet is not working. Hello? Okay, Farangiz, I'm going to add you to tomorrow's session. I think your internet is not working, so next time you're going to be there. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Yeah. Let's ask the next person, which is going to be Sevinch. Sevinch, please say hi if you can hear me. Sevinch, raise your hand in the chat. Sevinch. I think it's you. Please say hi if you can hear me.
Hi, Ms. Rax. How are you?
Yo. Doing great. Would you like a part 1 or a part 3?
Doesn't matter.
Perfect. Here is your question. Give me 1 second. Beep, beep, boop, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, your question is, what personal qualities do you think we most want to pass on to our children?
Personal. What? What personal
Qualities.
quality?
Personal qualities, like personality parts.
Okay, that I'm sure that first of all we try to explain to our children to be self-confident person, because when you want to achieve your score, when you achieve your goal, you should believe in you and you should try hard to do this. So second one is being honest, also very important for communicate with others and attract others or being friends, so that this both thing is more important, I think. Is
Very
class
good.
3 or 2? Okay, thank you.
3.
Oh, sorry. I think a bit later.
A little bit, but in general, your answer is very concise. Like, I really love your speed is very similar to my speed. Are you by any chance like an IELTS teacher?
Yes, I'm teacher, but not IELTS teacher.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it. You're speaking very quickly. You're saying like your ideas very quickly, and that's good. I feel like you can say a lot of like vocabulary if you use it. I feel like you're not using enough academic vocab. That's a big thing. I mean, I say this to like a lot of people, but for you especially, at your level, use more academic vocab, use more difficult words, and add a little bit more intonation. You sound a little bit too flat. It sounds like you're not really interested. It sounds like you're kind of laid back. You're like, I think that they should be like this, like this, like that, like this. And I don't hear that emotion. A good answer is an answer that's emotional. Because, I mean, this is an emotional topic. It's about our children. So you should say something like, you know, I think that honesty is very important because, and then like just add emotion into it. It's a game. Make it like acting, you know, like you're an actor and you have to put emotion into it. That's very important. Yeah. So those are two things.
At the moment, I have a bit worried. And can you say something about my score?
Yes. I think. Good question. 7. Stable 7, average. Yeah. For this answer, I think 7. No, it was short. 6.57. I mean, I gave this to the last person as well. I mean, I give 6.57 a lot, but really it's like you're right in the middle. If you go a little bit better, it can be 7.5. Your answer right now, I think, is about 6.5. It's like the small things. It's in the small details. But I can't give you like a very exact mark just from one answer. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's move on to the next person. Rizvan Saidovna. That is an interesting name. Man, Uzbek names. Man. Please say hi if you can hear me.
Hi, Alex.
Your best teacher is your last mistake. What does that mean? Explain right now. What does that mean?
It means when we have some mistake, we will try not to do it the second time.
Makes sense. That is logical. That you know what's up. Absolutely. All right, cool. Would you like a part 1 or part 3?
Maybe part 3.
Let's do it.
Try
Perfect.
part 3.
Good job. Challenging yourself is very important. Would you like to do a question that I already answered or a new question?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Let's do a new question. So here's the question. 1 second. Okay, this topic is a little bit different. This topic is about the relationship between parents and children. How important do you think spending time together is for parents and children?
I think everybody should try to keep a relationship with their parents, and it's very necessary because parents are our roots, and they are our first teacher that taught us a lot of things and passed our characters, shaped us like now who we are. And I think to keep the relations close is very important, and also it will show us like example for our future generation. That's it.
Okay, that was a great answer. Okay, I can hear people in the background, so I'm going to mute you, but thank you very much for your answer. I hope that you're going to be listening. So here's my feedback. That answer was amazing. Like, roots. Our parents are our roots. Wow, roots is it's idiomatic. It's literally an idiom. Like I think you could be one of the first people in the course that I've given feedback to who's using idioms. Really nice. Our first teacher, they shaped us. Girl, what kind of words you using? Damn, that's really good. Awesome, really good job with that. I feel like what's holding you back is your pronunciation. I'm hearing you say all of these words and all of these things, but it's kind of difficult to understand because like your pronunciation is lacking. Your pronunciation is very behind. So work on your pronunciation, and that will get you really, really far because your vocab is already amazing. You don't make grammar mistakes. One grammar mistake was, sorry, not grammar, vocab mistake, but you corrected yourself. It was our characters. You said they give us our characters. Character singular, because characters is like letters. Character means letter. So, yeah. You did miss the question though. The question was the question is one thing. The question is how much time should we spend with our parents? So you didn't answer the question, but that's not that important. I think in general, great answer. Yeah.
What about fluency? My teacher says that I lack of fluency.
You lack fluency a little bit, but I think it's not fluency. I don't believe your teacher. I think your fluency is good. I think you just have a good speed. Like you have a more relaxed speed. And I think that if you make less pauses, just a little bit less pauses, that'd be good. But in general, it's still easy to understand you. You're speaking the way native speaker does. It's just native speakers, they add more words like, kinda, something like that. Like all these kinds of phrases, like filler, just random words here and there that don't mean anything. So yeah, overall, you're doing great. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Have a great day. All right. So actually, I do indeed have to go right now, but yeah, that is it for today. Tomorrow we're gonna have a little bit more feedback. Oh yeah, 1 second. Dior Asrarov, are you here in the chat? Dior Asrarov. 3, 2, 1. Okay, he's not here. So tomorrow I'm going to be at the what's it called? Ibrat Masterclass, which is going to take place at the something Saroya. I forgot. Give me 1 moment. I'm going to say the name again. The name is beep beep boop beep boop beep beep boop beep boop. Yoshlar Ijod Saroyev. Man, my Uzbek pronunciation is amazing. God damn, I'm an Uzbek native speaker, you guys. I promise you. I was I lived for 57 years in Karshi. I was actually like a shepherd. I had 50 sheep. I'm a master Uzbek speaker. Anyway, so yeah. Ijod, I forgot the name. Sorry. Yoshlar Ijod Saroyev. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. I will be giving my lecture about the top 10 tips for speaking from a native speaker, IELTS speaking. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that you come there, and I'm really happy to see all you guys. Watch the new video in the channel. It's talking about my IELTS experience, and as well as the masterclass will also be about that. Yeah, have a great day, everyone. See y'all. Bye bye.